Thanks for joining me on a brand new episode of CNB. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar. With us today is the 2020 facelifted Hyundai Verna. Yes, you can see the car right here. This is also the new variant that's been added, which gives you a brand new powertrain. So let's not waste another second and jump straight into my review of the new Verna. The Hyundai Verna is back in business with its mid-cycle facelift. After a fairly successful launch in August 2017, the current generation compact sedan has returned with a bang, and the timing is good.
Now, in any facelift, you get some minor changes, but I have to say with the Verna,
The changes are pretty extensive. It's more than just a typical facelift, and you know what, that's not a bad thing, because it wasn't necessarily a very good looking car. It was attractive in being contemporary, but it wasn't really pretty. And at the back, the changes aren't a whole lot, because the housing of the lights remains the same, but it's a new LED tail light. The bumper has been enhanced, and this is the sport model, the turbo, and so you've got this glossy black scuff plate, little thin chrome element as well, and then of course the twin chrome tipped exhaust. That's new. And then there's this pattern in here that's been embedded into the bumper. That's again only on the sport. This is the top end, so of course you've got the dual tone alloy wheels. The profile of the car, all of the other things on the side, not a whole lot of changes. But in the front, again, huge changes, because there's two things here. First, the car is now more in keeping with the global design language, and so we're not waiting for the next generation to see that come in. It's nice to see that come in right now. So it's a lot like the new global Sonata. The Cascade grille, which used to have sort of rounded edges, has become much edgier and sharper, and then you've got this very angular, very edgy design in this glossy black grille. Now that's again only on the sport model, so only the turbo gets this, and the regular car, if you will, has a more honeycomb sort of a pattern, and it's chrome, so it's a really big in-your-face chrome grille. But you can see it's got bigger, it's stretched out, and the edges, like I said, are a lot more angular. Angular is what you get even in the metal here. You can see a lot more straight lines and sharp cuts. Yes, it's different, it's attractive. It's also a good way to prepare for the new i20, which has a similar sort of a face that's coming. And this is what you will get increasingly from Hyundai going forward. So I have to say, the sport model with that black grille, yeah, that definitely looks better than the chrome version. So the Verna looks new and more modern now. Yes, that grille is disproportionate, but I bet most Indians will love at least the chrome overdose avatar of this baby. The Verna has an additional engine now, and that is the biggest change if you ask me. Typically, facelifts do not include new powertrains, but Hyundai is playing it smart by bringing in its new, modern, small displacement turbo GDI engines to most models. This turbo petrol is shared with the Aura, Grand i10 Neos, but then those cars get a less powerful iteration and only with a manual. It is also shared with the Venue in the same state of tune and with the 7-speed DCT gearbox only. So you get 118 bhp here and 172 Nm of torque. This combo is almost a given on the upcoming next generation i20 too.
now I've always hated using the taglines that the OEMs throw at us. They're calling this one the Spirited Verna, and I have to say, it kind of works, because the addition of this engine to this lineup, you know, a lot of people thought 1 liter, will it be good enough for the Verna? It makes the car come alive. It's even got a nice audible growl to it, which is not disturbing. It actually sounds quite nice. It certainly has a different character than the one that we've seen on the Venue. I mean, that's fairly nice and sporty too, but here I think it really seems like there are longer revs. It's giving you a little bit more of that control, and then of course the paddle shift thrown in helps you to take over some of that control from the car as well. So the point I'm trying to make though is that it definitely feels more sporty. The handling on this new generation was always good, The steering was a lot more improved than the old car. So what's the downside? Well, I would have preferred a slightly more hefted and planted feel to the suspension, and a slightly stiffer, sportier feel to the steering. That's the only thing that kind of goes against the character of what's otherwise definitely a nice and sporty variant.
Yes, the 1-litre GDI is a welcome addition to the Verna, and I encourage more variants being offered with this engine, including a manual. Claimed mileage on this variant is 19.2 kilometers per litre. The other two engines are what the Verna had since the 5th generation came to us in 2017. The 1.5 petrol MPI makes 113 bhp and 144 Nm. The diesel has a similar displacement and makes the same exact amount of power but gives you 250 Nm of peak torque. Both get a 6-speed manual and automatic option. On the petrol though, it is an IVT.
So a feature that's been carried over from its big sister, the Elantra, is the smart trunk. So imagine you got lots of stuff in your hand and you approach the car, the keys in your pocket, a little beep, and the trunk pops open on its own, or the boot as I like to call it. Throw in what you have, and that's certainly convenient. Of course, it's only on the top end.
On to the cabin then, right?
So as is our protocol, and most car makers as well, this car has been sanitized and only then given it to us for the shoot. We appreciate that, and we won't do it otherwise. Alright, changes on the inside. Not a whole lot of changes, but enough to get your attention. The basic layout remains the same, but you've got an all black treatment only on the Sport, on the GDI. So nice, because you get black seats, you've got red accents on those seats, red stitching on the gear lever as well down here, and some red stitching on the steering, red elements thrown into the AC vents. That's actually quite nice, I have to say. The environment in here does feel pretty sporty. It would have been nice to have some red elements on this digital cluster as well, but still, update on that. And this central armrest now slides forward or back for your comfort. You've got wireless phone charging. You've seen that on some other Hyundai models. It's now come into the Verna, and you've also got a USB charging point at the back for the passengers in the rear.
The car does well on safety at the top end with 6 airbags, electronic stability control or ESC, and even tire pressure monitoring. Dual airbags, ABS or anti-lock brakes, and ISOFIX child seat anchors are standard. And a new emergency stop signal has been added that flashes the brake lights during hard emergency braking. It is standard. And then finally, the prices. Hyundai put up prices of the new facelifted Verna on its website way back in March, so we've known these for a while. The new petrol GDI has just one fully loaded top-end version priced at 13,99,000 rupees. The 1.5 MPI petrol with manual transmission starts at 9,30,000 and goes all the way to 12,59,000 rupees. On the IVT or CVT automatic variants, the prices range from 11,95,000 to 13,84,000 rupees. The diesel manual is priced between 10,65,000 and 13,94,000 rupees, while the automatic gearbox options are from 13,20,000 to 15,09,000 rupees ex-showroom. The Verna is reloaded and back. Is there enough here to impress? Yes. Don't get me wrong, there could have always been more if I really want to be greedy. But for the most part, the car remains one of the most modern, relevant, connected offerings with a huge array of variants to fit many budgets. And a lot of the equipment is standard across variants. The Toyota Yaris has failed to make a dent in this segment, though it has its merits. Niche yet worthy of mention are the Skoda Rapid and the aging VW Vento. Despite updates, the Maruti Ciaz is now again looking dated, and that means the real battle will come when the next generation Honda City launches. I can't wait.
Welcome back to CNB. Now it's time to take you into the world of electric scooters with the TVS iQube. For those of you who still don't know what this scooter is all about, it's still one of the newest launches from TVS, and here's our review.
It's the latest scooter from TVS, but this one doesn't have an internal combustion engine. The new TVS iQube is the company's electric scooter, and it begins a completely new chapter for TVS in electric mobility.
And it's been completely developed here at TVS Motor Company's manufacturing facility in Hosur, Tamil Nadu. Of course, it's got some components which are imported, but mainly the lithium-ion cells for the battery and the motor, the rear hub-mounted motor, the brushless DC motor, is from Bosch. Everything else from the controller, the design, and the full-color panel, the cluster, has also been designed here, but of course jointly developed with Pricol. But TVS says, apart from the lithium-ion cell and the motor, everything else has been designed and developed here at the manufacturing facility in Hosur. And that's the one we're riding to, the TVS iQube. It has been designed to take on conventional 110cc scooters. That's the one we're riding today to see what exactly it has to offer.
It's well proportioned, neat, and the overall design is stylish without being over the top. The body panels are well built, the styling quite modern and different from any other scooter you see on the roads. Lighting is all LED. Cycle paths are comparable to other 110cc or even 125cc scooters, and dimensions are more or less similar to any conventional scooter. And the full color instrument panel comes with a long list of features, including smartphone connectivity through the TVS Smart Connect system, as well as a dedicated mobile app. The iQube runs on 12-inch wheels front and rear, with front disc brake and rear drum brake with combi braking.
Now, the iQube's got a very neat design, very nicely made, very good build quality, and you can have it in many colors as long as it is white. Jokes apart, it's only available in white for now. That's the only thing. So if you're looking at colors, no, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe later on in the day they'll think about introducing new colors, but it's available in only white right now. Now, if you look here, it's got LED. All lights are LED. That's a position light. That's the headlight. Then you get a LED indicators, turn blinkers, both sides, and you get a full color TFT screen, which is this. That's the full color TFT screen. Now, to start off, it's got a side stand indicator. So as long as the side stand is down, you can't start the scooter. You'll have to put the side stand on, and now it's on. There's no starter, it's just on, it can go. And there's also a park assist. What you can do with the park assist, it's got a speed rated for forward, I think about 8-10 kilometers per hour, and you can also reverse park it like this. It will go reverse, and it's got a beep sound to warn people that you're reversing the scooter. So that's the park assist, and of course the side stand engine cutoff, which you cannot start the scooter when the side stand is down. Now if you look at storage space, you've got a couple of nifty hooks. There's one here. You can hang a grocery bag or two here, but if you want to access the underseat storage, there is no remote hatch. You'll have to take off the key from there, come here, there's another slot here, and open the hatch from here. It's a decent enough storage space. You can store a few things here, but not big enough to store a full face helmet. A half face helmet you can definitely store. There's a USB socket here to charge your mobile phone on the go if you want. There's a light here, but to access that, you'll again have to use the key and put it in the slot and turn it on. That's the light. In the dark at night, if you want to looking for something here, you can access it by using that light over there.
The iQube gets 3 lithium-ion battery packs totaling 2.25 kilowatt hour, which power the brushless DC motor with peak power of 4.4 kilowatts. In horsepower terms, that's approximately 6 brake horsepower. it's quiet, as is expected from the electric drivetrain, and the instant torque propels you forward with urgency. The claimed top speed of more than 70 km per hour is achieved without fuss, and it will happily cruise between 60 and 70 all day long. But you have to choose sport mode for that kind of performance. Range, however, will be compromised with full performance. The iQube also offers regenerative braking, so every time you close the throttle to slow down, energy is transferred to recharge the battery. And show it some spirited riding, the iQube is no exception to engaging dynamics. And the best part is that there's no noticeable compromise in performance even with a pillion on board. In fact, the pillion seat offers quite a comfortable perch.
So electric, the first thing that you might be concerned about is range. How much will it go on a full charge? This one comes with two modes, Eco and Power mode. Eco, of course, is the speed is limited. Power, it's got full power, so it goes up to about 78 kilometers per hour top speed. Eco, the speed is limited about 53-55 kilometers per hour. In Eco mode, this one would give you a range of about 75 kilometers on a single charge. And in Power mode, it will give you about 55 kilometers per hour on a single charge. While you're riding here, it's quick from the get-go. It's got a 118 kg curb weight, not light by any standards, but the best part is quick from the get-go. Not very quick, but it's got decent pulling power, and the torque kicks in very nicely. It's got a 4.4 kilowatt output from the motor. That's about, in BHP terms, about 5.96 BHP of power. But what you feel is that the torque, 140 Newton meters of it, pulls cleanly, and you feel a rush of torque while you're riding this scooter. And the best part is, it's a nimble handler out on the track. It's really planted, very stable, and we've tried riding pillion also on this. I've sat on it, I've ridden with a pillion on it. The rear seat is very comfortable for a pillion. Even in Eco mode, it will still do about 53-54 kilometers per hour top speed. That's more than enough really for city commuting or everyday riding.
The TVS iQube offers a well-rounded product with superb build quality, very likable neutral design and decent performance as well. Priced at 1,15,000 rupees on road Bengaluru, the iQube also offers the surety of a public charging infrastructure across TVS dealership outlets, in addition to the standard home charger. So far, a fast charger isn't introduced, even as an option, but that will be something introduced at a later stage.
So that is Car and Bike this week. I hope you enjoyed it. You can reach me on Instagram at Sid Partnkar. And remember that all our reviews, the news from the world of wheels and everything else you want to know is on carandbike.com. With that, I will see you next week when I'll also be back with a really big one. It's the Honda City review that you're all waiting for. That's on the show next week. Please wear your seatbelts. Please do wear your helmets if you are on a bike. And remember to wear these as well if you're stepping out. Stay safe. Bye-bye.